right, everybody. So the next protocol is foundering, laminitis, or any kind of hoof issues. Foundering, of course, and laminitis, of course, we know, or any hoof issues can be very frustrating. If you can get their hoofs in the acute stage, there's definitely a huge plus when it comes to sound, although sound does work well with chronic. It just might take a little longer, a few more sessions. So first thing you're going to do is ground right here at the croup at Balway with earth and ohm, okay, or ohm and ohm, whichever you prefer. And then we're going to go to the local area first. So whatever hoof it is. So it doesn't matter if it's a front or rear. You're going to do first, you're going to do Mars and Saturn. So Mars and Saturn are really effective for bone and blood. Remember, with any kind of laminitis or any hoof issue or foundering, it's all about stagnation. So we want to move things. So Mars is a mover. It's also about tonifying blood, moving blood, and of course Saturn is about bone. So when you're working the hoof, it's very simple. You just want to work. I'll do the rear hoof here so you can see. So you just want to work all areas, right? And you can just have the forks go around the hoof, around the leg, of course around the coronet band, the pastern, and the fetlock. I don't think you really need to go above the fetlock, but any point from here down on the horse all the way around is really effective. So I would do the weighted forks. So you're just going to circle around with the forks, right? And then, of course, I like to do the 528 and the ohm on this one. So 528 and ohm are very, very powerful healers, okay? So ohm, of course, is a balancer, but it is in the G range. Remember, we talked about the G tone, so it's very effective to balance and heal. And, of course, the 528 is all about changing DNA. So you're just going to just run the forks around that affected area, okay? Okay. And what you can also do is you can take one fork, and I would do this with ohm, okay? I would just take one fork. Come here, sweetheart. I would lift their foot, and I would do one in the frog right here. Okay. Okay. Good girl, Lindy. So you want to do one fork on the frog, and I would make it an ohm, because ohm is a universal fork. It's great for balancing. And that's something I wanted to mention. If you're not sure what fork to use, just use your ohms. Ohm will always fix anything. If something is overactive, it'll calm it down. If something is deficient, it'll tonify it and strengthen it. So ohm is a wonderful universal fork. All right, so the next point we're going to do is Ren 17, and we're going to use Mars and Venus on this one. I love Mars and Venus. Venus is all about nutrients, and Mars is all about moving, right? So moving nutrients through that body. So remember, Ren 17 is between the legs at the center of the chest. Good girl. All right. And then the next points are going to be circle the dragon. So it just depends if they're having issues at the foreleg or the rear leg. I'm just going to move her forward. So you're going to do what I call circle the dragon, and you're going to do this both with Mars and Saturn, weighted and unweighted. So Mars and Saturn, because remember, they're connected to bone and blood. So let's say her foreleg was the issue here. She had a hoof issue, or she was foundering, or laminitis. What happens is they compensate, so they get a lot of tightness. Now, you can do this on both shoulders or just one, just depending on what's going on with their body. But circle the dragon is very easy. I'll show you on the shoulder here. So you're going to activate the forks, and you're just going to run them all the way around the shoulder, just like that, okay? And of course with the hip, super easy, same thing. You're just going to run them all the way around the hip as well. Okay? You know, of course, if it's chronic, I would do this 3 times, as long as your horse can handle a long session. Okay? And like I said, they'll let you know when they're done. Right, Lindy? Okay. And then once you've done the circle the dragon in the area that you want to do the unweighted forks. So you're just going to do the unweighted forks in this entire area here. Very effective. Okay. All right. So that is circle the dragon. So stomach 36, we're going to address this point. No, stomach 36, like I said, is a go-to point, but it's really great for pain as well. So if there's any pain relating to any condition, stomach 36 is wonderful for that. So of course, stomach 36 is just above the gasket and the lower part of the stifle on the front edge right here. Very effective point, very powerful point, very soothing and nutritive point. So it gives the body a lot of soothing energy and it moves chi very effectively. So I love stomach 36. Okay. And then of course we're going to do spleen 6, same forks, earth and Om weighted. It's just above the hock on the inside of the leg. Okay. And then I would do earth and Om unweighted on those points as well, on both of those points. So stomach 36 here and spleen 6. They're 2 very powerful points, and like I said, you're going to get to know those points. They're really a go-to point for any condition. And then the very last point is liver 3. So liver 3 is connected to Jupiter, obviously, and liver 3 is very, very easy to find. So liver 3 is where spleen 6 was above the hock. Liver 3 is just below the hock on the medial side. Okay? So Jupiter is all about expansion. It's all about healing that liver. And I like to use the weighted forks on that. And then you're going to ground. So you're going to ground with earth and Om, or Om and Om right here at the croup at Ba Wei. And that is foundering, laminitis, or any kind of hoof issue.